All the improvement work at Gatwick is turning some parts of the airport into a building site. So top management have decided that some quickly delivered makeover projects are needed. Former music business supremo John Briley is Gatwick's head of special projects. His role is to jazz up the terminals.
Have a look at those up there. That's just wasted space. You could have, I don't know, Kings of Leon doing a, unannounced gig. You could have a fashion show up there.
More used to dealing with the likes of Tina Turner and Def Leppard, John's teamed up with concept designer Richard Reed to think outside the box.
You know, there's no rule book for an airport. It doesn't have to be a certain way. You know, and the only thing that dictates what you do in an airport is someone's imagination. So, excuse the pun, if you let the imagination take off, there's an awful lot you can do here.
One of John's main concerns is that Gatwick's missing something fundamental.
I have this thing about clocks, because there aren't any clocks. You know, I wake up screaming clocks. I just want to put some clocks in this place. Look around, no clocks. Imagine a railway station without clocks.
He's lured a group of top creatives all the way to Gatwick in a bid to brainstorm some ideas.
I was thinking it could be quite fun if we got celebrity voices to record it, a bit like the sat-navs.
You can create a wall of water and just project the time onto it. It's behind it is the time, just changing.
We could map things holographically, effectively, to your iconic clock.
On the actual screens at the moment, there's a picture of your control tower.
Yeah.
So what we thought was, well, hang on a second, that is a column. Let's take this one step further. Why not create that control tower?
We could actually set up a computer screen and we get individuals to actually create their own unique clock.
And then arms that come out that are backlit, so it really does stand out. You've got steel with maybe a blue light, which really does, really high impact.
With big ideas coming from the meeting room, John thinks he's found the perfect location for his iconic timepiece.
You can see the column there. Hang a projector off there and project across onto this wall that you'll see as we go down the steps.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me,
But then, you see, it's just ready-made for it, isn't it? It's just crying out for it.
Crying out for it.
Let's try a few things. All right, we'll fail now and again, but if you don't fail now and again, you're not taking enough chances. And if you don't take chances, you can never be market leader. We want to be the first Gatwick. We don't want to be the second Heathrow.
Meanwhile, concept designer Richard Reed's back in the South Terminal after his failed attempt to move one of the electronic information screens. This time, he's determined not to be beaten.
That's it.
But you're going to do some hot works in a minute, aren't you?
Yes.
How are you cutting it out? Are you cutting it out by grinding it?
Grinding, yeah. We've got a hot works permit, so...
Yeah, great, that's it.
It's taken 2 weeks to move the screen some 50 yards, but it's been worth all the effort.
Done, knackered, tired, finished, nothing left in the tank. It's empty, it's dry. That thing weighs a ton, okay? That's how heavy it is, okay? A huge ton. And moving it was a challenge.
Buoyed by his success, Richard's moved on to his next project in the North Terminal, the introduction of a high-tech TV and computer area.
It's coming okay. The guys worked really hard this weekend, and they put a lot of effort in. The electricians, you know, fair play to them. They brought it to where it is now. We're about to hand over. Once we've got sign-off that everything's okay, we're all good to go.
But once again, things aren't quite going according to plan. There's a concern about the safety of Richard's wiring.
Your stainless steel cases, have you earth
No.
Should you be earth bonded?
Don't think so.
So you've got electrical products in a metal case. So if something shorts out in there, it does have the potential of lighting in that case. You know, you've effectively got a set of electric chairs there, haven't you?
Even the remotest chance of fried passengers is something Richard has to take very seriously. Health and safety win the day once more.
It is a shame. It's a little bit upsetting when you work to all the hours to get it in. But listen, it's life, isn't it? You know, life's not a straight line, and you know, every so often this is going to happen.
But there's no such first night nerves in the North Terminal. After just 6 weeks and the odd hiccup, the high-tech TV and computer area is finally open for business. Concept designer Richard Reed is keen to get the verdict on his latest triumph from head of special projects John Briley.
The idea was to make it stand out, and it does.
I mean, I know the problems you had, you know, people slinging spokes in at the last minute into your wheel. But, you know, you did well, mate. You got up and fought again. And look, I mean, the best compliment in the world, people are using it, you know. You know what it's like? It's like if you watch a nature program and, I don't know, it's people like build a nest for otters. I don't know, do otters nest? But anyway, a home for otters. All of a sudden they walk away and it's a test whether the otters use it or not. But look, they're using it. It's fabulous.
John Briley might not have got his clocks up yet, but he's already moved on to his next big idea. Keen to introduce new facilities to the airport, he's hosting a reception in a quiet corner of the concourse.
It's a three-dimensional result of a design that was very futuristic and very ahead of its time. And this is a kind of launch to let everybody get excited about a toilet.
With the prototype a huge success, Gatwick plans to introduce these state-of-the-art toilets to the South Terminal for the tidy sum of £500,000.
We've had a really good response, which is important to us. We've been a bit radical in how we're doing things.
Well, hopefully it's got like the wow factor.
It looks fabulous. I mean, what adjectives can you use to describe a toilet? Yeah. But Richard's thing is flush with success, so it doesn't get much better than that.